Greetings, beautiful soul. I wanted to jump on here and start sharing some short videos around the technologies that I work with at R3 Miracles. And we share these technologies. You can come try them. You can do remote sessions. You can purchase them. But today I'm going to go over the Theraphi. And so let me take you into the center. So we're going to come back to our back room. This is where Quantum Soul School happens on Fridays, as well as the practitioner program on the fourth Saturday of the month. And we also have other Quantum Soul Academy classes like Reiki and astrology and herbalism. But here's the Plasma Theraphi MedBed. And it has a main control panel right here where you turn it on and you turn the plasma on. And you can adjust the intensity of the plasma. So a fan over here. You can make the plasma stronger or a little bit less intense if you're just beginning a session. So I'm going to dim the lights and talk to you a little bit about this. Okay, so as you can see, there's two plasma noble gases are in these tubes, and they are glass blown to phi ratio. So they're spinning at phi ratio. There's a slight twist at the back of the knobs where the copper attachments are, and the power, the electricity coming to it, which is 500,000 volts of electricity coming from a Tesla coil below the table. This slight twist of 1.618 is going in one direction on one tube and on the opposite direction on the other tube. So that when these two equal and opposite spirals, golden mean spirals, 1.618, meet in the middle of the table, you're opening up the quantum field, this longitudinal wave, these two, plasma light arrays meet in the middle and cancel each other out, open up a 0 point, which literally opens up the quantum field and a longitudinal wave. So recent research with Dr. Glenn Rain shared from testing his own body cells before and after Theraphi use showed that there was water recharging going on, 44% increase in conductivity. Considering your body's a lot of water, that's a big deal for your cells. ATP production for energy, 30% surge in cellular energy. DNA optimizations showed measurable effects on genetic material. Some of the biggest things that he shared, in my point of view, in the quantum field is that there was an increase in imaginary numbers. And when you're looking at imaginary numbers, it's like you're being shown that there's more access to the quantum field and to probability. To increase imaginary numbers means you're increasing your probability, which is why I always tell you, and why everyone who has shared with me about Theraphi, is that you don't want to get on the bed thinking negative thoughts. You want to think about what you want to be, living in the wish fulfilled, living in the embodiment of your desire, and visualizing it, smiling, imagining it, saying it to yourself, because you really are tapping into that potential, that now time. And since there's no time, only the time that exists is right now in the present. When you're embodying, visualizing, saying to yourself, feeling the feelings as if you are literally, in that field. And so when you're in the array of the longitudinal wave of the quantum field, you are impregnating with light, bringing light into that blueprint. So you're lining yourself up to, when you get off the table, to walk as that being, that light being in that reality. So this is really powerful. I could say a lot about the abilities we have just as an eternal soul. And, if I was to recommend you wanting to increase your abilities, especially like your clairs, your intuition, your intuitive abilities, telekinesis, telekinetics, levitation, dematerialization, rematerialization, all the high level skills that are part of your multidimensional, full spectrum, divine blueprint DNA, when it's fully recharged and reactivated and put back into that divine perfection, or lining back up into that perfected state, because it's, again, everything's happening at once. It's just, where are you focused and where are you allowing yourself to be? So like I was saying, if I was to recommend a tool, the Theraphi is a great tool. Even a remote session of putting your photograph on the table has had miraculous shifts for people, both here at the center, utilizing it here from afar, and other testimonials. If search Theraphi use remote sessions, you're going to find people sharing some interesting testimonies of their wishes coming true. Now, as far as like instant healing is, in my point of view, you are already healed and whole. It is understanding the conception point of why the certain bodily, physical body and the energetic body, the subtle bodies that had stuff going on mentally and emotionally, typically from a conception point of another timeline, is still wanting you to learn from it. And once you get the message, the understanding, and learn from that by intuiting or using muscle testing or using our Akashic Soul Pro app, working with an Akashic practitioner, someone who can help you with past life regression, higher self therapy that we offer here, and you find that conception point of why what you're experiencing in the body is what's going on right now, and you really understand it, like where it began. Did you pick it up from, observing your family? Did you, unresolved issues around a topic emotionally or mentally, around forgiveness and compassion? Or do you have strong point of view of duality and dis-ease consciousness, that even though you are pro amazing positivity, you still have a belief in the opposite of that? There's this next level of consciousness we have to rise into, of wholeness, speech, thinking, and allowing new definitions to take over our subconscious mind, of wholeness, of perfection. And sometimes even the belief in the lack thereof of wholeness and perfection can be part of your soul's growth around the body, to show yourself how powerful you are by rising to the occasion and rising out of these old imprints and belief systems that may have served humanity, may have served the body for a long time for diagnoses and, helping to prescribe herbs and, different physical, ingestations or treatments, etc. But where we are now in the quantum field, activated in the wholeness of the eternal soul, awakening to the experience of being in a dream, things become more malleable, and they can become really malleable when you allow your reality outside and inside to also be malleable and come back to wholeness and perfection. So it's, a tall order for somebody to really do some deep diving and allow for their wellness to come back online, their well-being to come back into focus, to have a radical quantum shift. You've got like people like Dr. Joe Dispenza leading week intensives of having people radically let go of diagnoses that, like stage 4C and things like that. And, they have to forget the old identity. And we do a lot of that here as well. We don't do week-long intensives, but it's an assignment for you to let yourself be new, to let the old identity that had those physical ailments be done, and to rise into your perfected thoughts and your perfected speech and your new visions of self, to embody and become that being right now. You must forget the old version and really fool yourself, almost be delusional. Happy April Fool's Day. Be delusional, we call it delulu, about the new you, and work with others who can be in reflection with you, other tribe members, community members that know that you're not being crazy, know that you really are activating a new identity. And so playing with others who, can handle you telling them something like, I have a perfect body, when you may in the old version of the old identity, it not seem so. But the playmate, the community member says, of course you do, right? And so there's this new play for the new earth that's being requested of us, to play with each other and allow the new way of reality creation to come from, what we say and think is. So even if it's an imagination of, I'm imagining this version of me into place, that is how the next now is created. And we've been, or at least I could say, maybe you, maybe I, in the past, we based our future off the past. And well, that's no longer, kosher in my world. I base my future, my now, on what I want to be. And I own that now, so that the next now moment can match that and be a resonant match. So I honor you for wherever you are in your journey. And I hope to see you soon on the next video. Please leave any questions, comments below. Let me know if you've ever done a Theraphi. You do get your first free session, near or far. You get a 15-minute free remote or in-person session with our Theraphi here at our 3 Miracles. We do have them for sale. We have this floor model actually for sale at a discount. Otherwise, we can point you to our the maker and get you your own sent to your wellness center or to your home. So hope you're having a great day. Happy, amazing life. Happy, amazing you. You're incredible. Own it, rock it.